my first time seeing that picture. You had like a gentleman's picture on the profile.
Oh yeah, because I use that for my HRT clinic. So like everyone that is waiting for Zoom, they'll see that picture and they're like, oh, it's more of a
professional.
Yeah,
tattoos.
You know how. Yeah. Especially when my hands are all tatted too. So.
Oh shit. So John,
what's going on, you guys?
Yeah, what's up with it?
John DT John.
Yeah, I follow him.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Guys over here, fucking deadlifting 1,000 pounds and shit. You know.
Yeah, I train sort of weird sometimes.
Squatting. Where were we squatting in that video? So with the chains, 700.
No, it was under 7. It was under 7. It was like 650 or something. But
650. Excuse me.
Yeah, I can't. It can only take so much of the powerlifter out of me. Sometimes, like I'm like, man, I gotta push it. You know.
It's fun, bro. I gotta be. For me, it was fun. I don't know if it's still fun. It's wait. What's your age? About how old are you, John?
Dude, I'm old, bro.
Wait, and you still able to train like that?
Yeah, I'm old. I just turned 35.
Oh fuck, man! Come on, dog.
And you, I thought you were 45.
Yeah, no. I'm old. I'm like, fuck, man, you throwing us under the bus.
Dude, but it's so weird, man, because like, you know, a lot of, especially and we see it in powerlifting and everywhere else. You know, guys get their strongest and their best physiques throughout their 30s and late 30s and early 40s and muscle maturity and stuff. And, you know, it's like 35 is a master. I was like, oh my God, I feel so old. But it's like, I don't know if I agree with 35 being a master, you know, but
I don't think it should be, man. I don't. But sometimes is literally more competitive sometimes than the open. Like, because like you just said, because that's your prime. Like your best physique is probably gonna be in that mid 30s, right? Yeah. Most of the time, you know. But I think
40s would be master. Even maybe 45 would be masters. You know, something along the lines of that. That you know, people get good at 40 still. I mean, some, I guess.
Yeah. What's the Olympia master? The Masters Olympia, you have to be what, like 50? 40 or something?
No, I think it's 50.
50? I think it's 45. Don't quote 45?
Me. Okay.
Don't quote me because
Brandon. What's the Masters? Masters Olympia.
Because Brandon isn't 45.
It's either 35 or 40. It might be 40.
40.
It might be.
My wife, she thinks it's 40. Oh.
Yeah. I think it should be past your prime. I think that's what should be mastered. When you're past, you're not going to get any better. This is like, you're probably going to start going backwards. And 40, for some people, that's possible. But even for those people, I think it's injuries. I don't think your body just gave up on. I think you're just not healthy, right? You got some tweaks, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're not injured, you'll continue. I think you'll continue to get better till at least 45. You know, at least 45. So, I mean, you look at anybody who started declining, it was from injuries.
Yeah, nerve damage and stuff.
Yeah, you know, because I mean, I think we forget that Samson and Andrew are 39, 40. And who's making better gains than them? These motherfuckers getting bigger every fucking year.
Andrew's 39. He doesn't look 39.
No. I honestly
looks like 30. That's my opinion. I can see Samson being 39. You know,
I can see that. Yeah, but physique wise, bro, I don't know if anybody's gained as much tissue as he's done in the last 5 years. It's crazy. Insane, you know. So.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Like, it makes you wonder. You know, obviously, you know, he didn't abuse early on. You know, and didn't take up a bunch of stuff early on. So maybe he's just, you know, staying healthy. I think that if you stay healthy, you know, your body's going to continue to respond at some point. You know, when you push things to the point that your liver starts getting a little fatty and certain things, like your body doesn't respond as well. I think as long as you can stay healthy, you can respond pretty well.
See, that's a hard concept to teach. We know that now. But imagine trying to tell a 21-year-old with really good potential. Well, whether they have good potential or not is irrelevant. But trying to tell a 21-year-old, hey, pace yourself. We tell them anyways, but let's be real, bro. Like, you don't know what that means. You don't. You can't fat. But I have a client right now. He's I think he's 17, and he has crazy potential. And it's like I'm trying to hold him back, but I understand that I can't. So I'll see him at the gym, and I'll see him do those doubles with the 3 1/4, and it's like I can only hold him back so much. So I'll just let it slide, because if I try to overdo it, he's just gonna stop listening. I know how it goes.
Are you talking about like training, like the weights he's using?
Everything. Wait, I'm not talking about the drugs for him, but generally, even with the drugs, right? You tell the 21, no, just stay 500 tests. They want to try some more. Is it going to make them better long term? No. Short term, they might get bigger a little faster, but we know that you have to be able to last long enough to reach your potential. And we've seen it happen both ways. We've seen guys do it the right way, like Joe. Joe did it the right way. He had a coach right from the beginning. He never abused it, and he's just adding tissue like crazy. But he's only able to add that tissue because he paid. Imagine if out the gate he was on 1.5 grams. He wouldn't be adding all this muscle consistently. He would just add it and then stop, and then that's it. But it's really hard to teach that, because when you're young, you want everything right now. I did too. So, but if you do it the right way, you're gonna get all the good with very little bad.
Yeah,
you just have to be really, really coachable, and some people are. Those are the people I think that do the best. But
I agree. I mean, you think about it too. Like nowadays, attention span. And it goes back to like just the way you run advertisements. Advertisements back in the day was a 30-second video or a 30-second clip on the TV, and you're sort of like telling a story, and then you get to like the cereal at the end, right? Or something like that. Now it's like, dude, if the screen isn't changing every 0.5 seconds, you lose your crowd. So it's like, it's almost like we've created this type of like, it has to happen now, or I lose my train of thought, or I lose my focus and stuff. It's sort of crazy.
That's why short form content does so well.
Yeah,
because nobody can focus, and, and we're all guilty of it to a point. I posted a YouTube video today, and I wanted to keep it short, but it ended up going it's like 40 minutes long. And I go to watch it myself, and I couldn't get through it. And I'm like, oh, damn. I'm like, if I can't get through this shit, how the fuck do I expect other people to get through it? They're not going to watch the whole 40-minute video. It's just one of those things. But yeah, coming from powerlifting, you would probably know better than anybody that it's not about how fast you can get strong. The key to being a good powerlifter is how healthy can you stay. That's literally the name of the game. Right, because guys get strong fast, injured, and then that's it. They keep going backwards. Guys like what's the guy name? I think he's like pound for pound the strongest guy.
Right,
guy with tattoo. A younger white guy with a tattoo.
There's a couple. There's two of them. One's right now would probably be either a guy named John Hack or Colton Underbeck.
John Hack. Like he started naturally, right? Breaking all those records, weight class, and boom, boom. It's like he outlasted everybody and didn't get injured. So he's like just getting strong, while you have certain guys like Larry Wills and this guy and Lily Bridges, right? Off the gate, they're just like boom, 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 boom.
That was like my time when like we would all be at the meets, right? And because I was natural until I was 25. So I was on Team USA through IPF. We got drug tested by WADA. I competed. When I was 22, I went to the World Championships, and I medaled in squat and stuff like that. And I think by the time I was 22, I was squatting like 800. And so we were doing, but it was like, it was all drug tests, all that stuff. And the thought back then was like, hey, just achieve your maximum naturally. And then if you want to go do it. But so by the time I think I was like 25, I was like, okay, endocrine system's pretty good. Let me, go play with the big boys. My first meet, it was Dan there, Larry Wills was there, all the guys were there, and I'm watching these guys you know, because I'm still coming out of the natty phase. So I'm benching 500 and stuff, which is fine. But I'm watching these guys squat 1,000 pounds. And I'm just like, these guys are freaks. Like, these guys is just, it's insane. But it was tough because if you pushed it really hard, really fast, you only lasted 2-3 years. You know, you would see these guys and then they would be gone in 2 to 3 years. And so, you know, Larry's had some injuries. I was just talking to his coach last weekend. We were sort of joking about the old days stuff, but you know, the guys who stayed injury free, like you're saying, you know, like John Haggis, they just end up doing the best.
Yeah. But like, to go back to the point, it's hard to teach that to a young, ambitious person, and they have phenomenal careers. It's just short, right? Because shit, I mean, the Lily Bridges and Larry Wilde, obviously, he's more of like a social media influencer, but still, his career
was a freak, man. He was a freak back in the day, dude. It was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's still a valuable career. It's just really short. Whereas John Hack is going to break so many more records. So is the what's the other guy that he started off natural too. He has like 1,100 deadlift or something like that. Not in the meat though. The black guy, tall black guy.
Paid your internet bill?
Oh, is it cutting out? Am I cutting?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good now.
Yeah.
He deadlifts sumo. You know what I'm talking about. What's the guy?
Oh, you talking about Jamal Browner?
Jamal Browner, yeah. Mm-hmm. Same thing. He was like, boom, coming up slowly, boom, boom. Yeah, you know, and then stronger than everybody because he just stayed healthy and played it the slow game, natty and all of this shit. So, yeah, you gotta if you pace yourself, you'll get further for it. It's just that you won't come out with a bang like that. You know what I'm saying? How's my connection? If it could, is Stu trolling me or is
no? It's good until it's not.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to.
There it goes.
You're frozen again. Oh, you're going in and out now. You're going in and out right now.
This is terrible. This is terrible. Oh boy. Let me know when I'm 100. I'm okay.
You're good now. You're good.
Damn. Holy shit. I'm just trying to run the podcast. Shit. Stu, what's good with you, Stu? What's new with you?
What's good with me? That's dieting for. I guess that's why I have more time. So, yeah.
You look
nothing much to report.
Yeah, you look like you don't look bloated in the face. Like you dropped some weight or water weight.
Are you saying that I looked bloated before?
We don't know. What?
Fuck you, dude. Your fucking internet.
Bro, it's terrible. It happened to me. It happened to me earlier with a client, bro. I don't know why. It's supposed to be fair. I actually upgraded it, bro. It's supposed to be better, and it's like I feel like it's worse.
You need to leave California. You overpay for shit services across the board.
It's horrible. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do about it because it's like I'm gonna call them and they're gonna say, oh, you know, we have just some service shortage in your neighborhood or some bullshit like that, and then I'm paying all this money for nothing, bro. It's horrible.
Are you guys like monopolized out there, like with the providers you can use or no?
Certain neighborhoods, yeah. Like for me, it's Spectrum is pretty much what everybody uses here. Where do you live, John?
Oh, dude, I'm all the way on the East Coast, bro. I'm where like no one's at.
like where? What state you at?
We're like Virginia Beach.
Oh,
wait, why did you in the Vegas show? Then was that just the only one?
Oh, that was the only one that was and I was like, I think I remember. No, so I called up the Arnold and Gary Uda, and then I was like, hey, you know, I got a whatever. I got second in Toronto last year. I just like traveling, dude. To be honest, I just like going everywhere. And I got second in Toronto, so I was like, cool. Like it was a world one. Am I qualified? Try to get a pro card, whatever. And they were like, no, not if you're not Canadian. And I was like, oh fuck. So then I was like, Vegas and saw but cooler than just going to like a show and no one being there. And I guess Sam Sulik showed up to that one, and dude, the crowd at the like local show, it's like, what the hell is this? What the fuck is going on? Yeah. But yeah, the show that was.
John, can I ask you a question about you? When you called the Arnold, you had to qualify for the Arnold?
Huh?
You didn't used to have to.
I didn't know. I was thinking about doing that one actually, but now
yeah, I think it's like top. I don't know what it is for a national show, which isn't not terrible.
Yeah, I think that's the case for the rest of the divisions or shows as well.
Well,
before the,
I don't think there's like really any NPC shows before that, right? I mean, at least here in Florida, not really.
No, that's why I had to go to Vegas. Yeah, it was sort of a pain in the ass, but.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Oh, yeah. Fuck, okay. Oh.
Before the split, right? It was like before the split, the Arnold was open to, you didn't have to qualify. It was just open to everybody. But then
hilarious.
but then the Arnold became part of the. The Arnold Amateur had to become part of the NPC because the IFBB split with the other IFBB. Same happened with North Americans. The North Americans was IFBB North Americans for the amateurs, but then now it's like NPC. So now you have to qualify, which is probably better because people would literally just show up from any part of the world. Just pull up. That's it.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Yeah. And there were people who were able to turn pro.
Talking about.
What you say?
Oh no, go ahead. You're lagged out. It's okay.
Now I was saying there were people who turned pro in one show. That figure girl, Lola, I think that's her real name, Lola Montez. She did one show and turned pro in figure, which is I don't know if you can't physically do it now. It's virtually impossible to do now because you have to qualify. But
yeah,
I guess it's cool in some ways. But yeah, that show was actually pretty, like, for a local show. That was a good show. The Vegas show, right?
Yeah. Those. Because Stu, you won USA's, right? Wasn't that muscle contest the ones that run? I mean, they run good shows, man. So they were cool.
Yeah, they charge for it, but they typically run good shows. Yeah,
it was legit.
What month was that, John?
February.
February. Okay.
Yeah.
You would expect.
You guys know, like, it's not that hard to sort of hold it for 2 weeks, but then you can make mistakes, which I did, and I went back and like did even more cardio and flattened out and got over dieted and looked like garbage. But it was cool because everyone was, and you guys know this, man. People are chill and everyone's backstage. We're all just hanging out, just laughing and shit like that. So it was cool to see Anthony get his due, man, because he's such a good fucking dude, man, and he looks crazy. Like when you see him in pictures is one thing, but like the density of him is it's wild, absolutely wild.
Your pictures don't do him justice, but a lot of people don't know that he's new to gear, so he competed naturally. So he didn't really have a coach until now, until recently. So he didn't really understand as far as the gear side, how to get that dry look, But the crazy part is, if you saw him like months out, he was in shape months out. He had crazy detail already months out, but he didn't really know how to play around, the estrogen and all that stuff. So it looked like that first show. It looked like he wasn't in shape at all, even though he was lean.
Bro. Yeah, so it's like I was just telling him a little bit about water depleting and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, okay, I'll try that. Like he really didn't know," which I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna regret this in like 2 weeks."
I would have kept this to myself. I would have been like, "Yo, just
no, that's all right. You're such a good dude, man. I mean, fuck it, dude.
Up the test, up the GH, and peak week. Make sure everything is high.
Yeah, everything, dude.
Did I miss something? My whole shit just dropped. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, it's just a matter of understanding how it goes. I mean, that happened to me for a long time, where I would diet my ass off and I would appear like I'm getting fatter, like literally like I'm getting fatter, just because I didn't really know what I was doing as far as the gear, But yeah, but everybody has a different body, so once you figure that out, once you're able to figure it out, it'll kind of make sense. Some people just look dry no matter what they take. As far as John, like how is it for you getting in shape?
For me to get in shape, it's not terrible, man. I mean, once you get to a certain body fat, I think everyone just suffers. It sort of sucks, but it's not terrible. I always mess up where I'll pick a show and it'll be like 8 weeks out or 10 weeks, and I never have like a full prep. So doing it this last time, we had more of a full prep, so things look a little better in Vegas and whatnot. And still learning a few things. I started bodybuilding sort of late in life after the powerlifting and shit. So it was one of those things where, so I started a little bit late. So I'm trying to play catch up a little bit with knowledge wise and whatnot. So
couldn't tell looking at you because you get in really good shape, man.
Yeah, and you know what, dude? It sort of sucks. Like, I don't know if Stu or any guys like Roth or any guys, like, you have issues with a body part that like just grows, and so you don't really train it so much in the off season or whatnot.
Your shoulders, is that what you?
My shoulders, man. Dude, there were so many people talking mad shit on me at the Arnold. Like, it was in the live stream. Like, this motherfucker shoots synthol in his shoulders. I'm like, dude,
it doesn't actually look like that. I mean, I feel like we could usually tell, but I've never actually thought that looking at your shoulders.
Yeah, well, fucking Giles hit me up, and I had to send him like a voice note. And I was like, "Hey, man, like, dude, I'm not like, stop talking mad shit online. Like, I'm like, chill." And if I was like, whatever, like, everyone does something at some point, but I'm like, bro,
if he was, it looks good. If he was, it looks great.
It's like, the body part. Everyone has a body part that's just sort of, I guess, has more receptors or whatnot. Like, just sort of, you know what I'm saying? So. But it was fun. I was talking mad shit.
You know what you should do? You should shoot up your arms, and then if your arms are bigger, then people aren't going to look at your delts as much. So synthol is the answer.
Yeah,
but
well, I had people tell me like shoot your triceps and stuff. So I'd have to, really try to get some synthol and do it.
I think it would actually look really good because you have long muscle bellies.
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel like if you have long muscle bellies, that's when synthol looks the best. Because if you have like really short muscle bellies like myself, it looks kind of fucked up.
I'd be worried to make it look like Milos's bicep and stuff, where it like becomes like a brick type thing, and
yeah, that takes like extreme abuse.
Like a ton.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't even know how the guys in that time period even got it to look like that, because I don't think I could do that if I tried. Like, how much oil did you have to put in there? Like, I don't see that happening, bro. Huh? What happened again? Oh, can y'all see me? Y'all got me?
You just froze up.
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Stu. Like,
you said, how much would it take to make it?
Yeah, because people do it all the time. Like today, and I don't see anybody's arms looking like that, like a fucking blob. Like I don't see it. So I don't even know how you get it to that point. Like, what the fuck do you put in there?
There are some names that come to mind that have gotten pretty blobby and blurred together, but these are like guys that I know abused it.
Okay,
for like guys who are competing currently or like relatively recently. So
I see blurry. Yeah, I see blurry, but not like bricked up. Like, for sure, I see blurry. There's some names that we see blurry, but it doesn't look like a break in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. Because every once in a while, you know,
if I go to the next national show, my arms are like, if my arms are like straight trash at the next show, then I'm still winning this podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
it's really oil the shit out of my arms because I have tattoos, so I just fucked myself.
Oh yeah,
you kind of get away with it.
Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, I feel like it's hard to really fuck up side enhancement. I guess depending on what you use, though. You know, if you, I also feel like I feel like the newer brands are maybe more mild because I don't feel like the newer brands give it that fucked up look.
You know? Well, I think the problem is like people in the past, maybe it was the product. I think more likely it was the volume that they were putting in there. Is like they would you put enough in there and it doesn't disperse. It stays in pockets. And you don't want that. That's not using it correctly. You don't want oil sitting in your muscle for extended periods of time because it gets encapsulated. It basically turns into like a
cyst.
I don't know if it's an abscess, but it's just a thing in there now, right? You want the temporary inflammation, which can lead to muscle growth, not oil sitting there, right? So but if you put too much oil in, or maybe if you put and that has certain there, then that's gonna, lead to that where you got like shit sitting in there.
Was that the Formula 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try the what's it called? Metaform. I've never used that before. It's like hyaluronic acid.
Oh yeah.
Water-based. Okay, I got a buddy. Fuck, what's his name? Is one of Boston's old friends. Who's
Jason?
No, not Jason Coley.
I know you're talking about the Italian guy. I know that.
Yes. What's his name? I'll find him. But he
DiPietro? Nick. I'm sorry, Nick DiPietro. That's the name.
Yeah, Nick DiPietro, the fucking hyaluronic acid company, Metaform, and he said that he helped one of his friends, just fucking hit everything with one of their formulas before his pro show a couple years ago, and he was just full of shit. And it doesn't look bad. It was kind of a not quite Essiclean look, but it was looked good, it didn't look like it was a blurry fucking blob,
I wonder if that hurt, man. If you hit all the inflammation all over.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it hurts like a bitch.
with that product, it does hurt. I did that in 2020. Actually, I did that in 2020. Nick actually connected me with the guy. I got a bunch. I have a bunch here, but there's a way to use it that if I was gonna use that, I would use it like an Essiclean. I would use it temporary for right before the show. Even though the owner of the company, me and him talk, and he uses it for a lot of different things, and I've seen some really impressive things. Just the way I felt it look on my body, I would err on the side of just temporary, But there's all these.
I mean, you can't do it, dude. You don't need it. First of all,
I can't do it.
Your arms are peaky.
I can't do my arms, but yeah. I could do other places, I could do it my shoulders. I guess calves. I don't know. I'm looking for places. But in 2020,
you can put it in your lats, bro. If
I've done that.
That's not the front of your lats here. That's not really a place that gets judged on detail. You just want fullness and fucking big lats, right? So
how can I pull this up? I want to. Oh, I'll show you on my phone.
You don't need that, Beatty. You already have lats that pop off of your body really far. So,
but at the time I used it, I had a lot less muscle. So it accentuated it on a smaller frame, and it looked fucking freaky. I'm not gonna lie, it looked freaky in an aesthetic way. Let me see if I could.
You like doing it pre or post workout?
Me?
I don't.
Stu, yeah.
I use oil pre-workout.
Yeah. That's what I've done.
I'm sure you guys have seen the Palumbo protocol. There's like a PDF that's floating around the bodybuilding space for years, right?
Yeah.
Like that PDF, like the amount that it has you putting in your arms, like during the loading phase and even during the maintenance phase, is like 3 to 5 times as much as I've ever used personally. Like it's a lot. I don't know if they produce that document to like sell more site enhancement oil or something, but like I don't think you need that much, in my opinion.
I know that for myself. If I go 1.5 max, it's it's hard. It's hard to train. You're like, okay, this is
yeah. You get to the point where like you're trying to do a curl and it's like,
yes,
it's so I mean your bicep tendon's running up into your shoulder, right? And it gets so impinged and shit that you can't even like fucking move and train it properly. So
I had to stop for a while because my actual shoulder, like I started having bicep tendonitis running through my shoulder because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped for a while. It's been a while since I've done it, and now I'm dealing with like tricep tendonitis. I'm like, I think just the pull and tug of both.
I mean, it's going to put some constant tension on that muscle and that tendon just from it just being inflamed, you know? So,
yeah. So this was 2020. I did my lats, quads, and delts.
You saying you pinned it or?
I did the site enhancement. So you can obviously see the delts and lats. On the side delts and my lats, you can see that.
You did your
you can't see the quads that well, but if you look at the bottom sweep, look at the lower sweep.
Yeah.
I don't have low sweeps. I have high sweeps. So I was trying to balance the sweeps, but then it was too much on the lower part. But
how did that feel on your quad?
I mean, it hurts because it gets really tight, the hyaluronic acid. But the pain thing, I don't mind the pain thing. I gotta be honest.
How did you do at that show? Did you do well at the show or no?
No, I got a second call out. I wasn't in shape. Look, let me show.
What show was it? National level or
USA's?
Oh, okay.
That was my first USA. But that was after the pneumonia thing. Right, so I bulked back up to 280. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm just as big as I was before. But if you just add new old muscle for like a couple weeks, you're not really 280, right? You're like 260 if you're lucky. So I'm dieting. I kind of worked with Compton for like the diet, but not the gear. And he's like, I think your gear is fake. I'm like, damn, why you say that? He was like, you're losing weight, bro, but you're not getting lean. Like, what the fuck is wrong? And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, it's probably just his new muscle. He's like, I wouldn't even call it muscle. You're just losing it. There's nothing there. So, but honestly, it was COVID. I was bored. I wanted to do a show, and that lined up the best. And you didn't have to qualify that year because of COVID.
You're right.
Yeah, you know. So my friends were all doing it, so I was like, fuck it, I'll do it too. I don't gotta qualify. I might as well, you know. But I should have just stayed home and kept eating. Hold that 280 for a while. No, it was fun though. That was Chris won that one. Chris Too Swole. Yeah, you remember?
Oh that? Whatever happened to him?
He downsized. I mean, he's a huge person. But he downsized, so I'm assuming that he's not bodybuilding anymore. I haven't talked to him about that in particular, but yeah, he did. I think he did one pro show. I thought he looked great. I mean, he
looked really good.
Yeah, it's just a matter of I don't know. I don't really know why he stopped. I'm sure if he kept growing, he would have done good. You know, I mean, tiny waist, tall guy, big guy. I
remember when he won the USA's, he wasn't like super hard, but
no, he wasn't.
Like he did deserve to win.
Yeah. I mean, especially being there, it's weird because like he was so much bigger than everybody, but like I didn't expect him to be that much bigger than everybody, but he was like in the 270s maybe. Like, oh fuck, guy's that big. Because when you're aesthetic, right? You don't appear as big, right? If you have a small waist, you're not a mass monster. You're an aesthetic guy, and it's like, no, it's like Samson. It's like, oh, he's a
or
no.
Anthony,
Samson is
since we were just talking about him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
you're aesthetic, but no, you're literally by far the biggest dude. But you're fucking huge. But because you have a small waist, you're like an aesthetic guy, But it's like, he was huge, and he was standing next to guys like, what's the guy that tore his chest? He did that USA's. With he trained with Derek Lunsford sometimes. With Larry Wills, he tore his chest.
Oh, the guy from England or whatever.
Yeah,
Ryan something.
Ryan.
So we're talking about like what 6'3", maybe 6'4" even. Because Chris is like 6'1", 6'2", like probably 6'4", 300, like legit 300 pounds on stage, probably more, right? But it's genetic. So he's like, Chris still looks much bigger than him. Like, holy fuck, Chris is really muscular. So he had that. He had lines in his glutes, but it wasn't dry.
Yeah.
But you see separation, but it wasn't dry. So him, I think he has a lot of potential, and he's not that old. He's maybe a year older than me, maybe 2. He could, So I don't know. Let's get him on the podcast. He's not a podcast kind of guy, but I would like to see where he's at. He's in Vegas. Yeah, he's in Vegas too. So,
hey, Beatty, I just sent you Instagram message of some pictures. You know the guy who did the Emerald Cup yesterday?
He looks good. Yeah.
I sent you some stage pictures. He won the overall.
Is he a friend or client?
Both. So I've known him since I was in college. And like he was a competitive bodybuilder before I ever even thought about stepping on stage back in like 2016. And I remember meeting him back then. He was just like fucking huge, right? Because I'd never really met a bodybuilder before. But he's been he hasn't been on stage in a very long time and got back to it finally. And like he's got great genetics and I'm really happy for him.
He's gonna do nationals, I'm assuming, right?
We've talked about that briefly. Because he's tall. He's probably like 6 foot, 5'11". So like he was 245 here. Probably needs to be like 255 or 260 to be like national level. Big enough.
His height. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
His height. Yeah.
You need some more density in the back. Quads are good. Front's pretty good.
I mean, he's pretty good. Depending who's there, man. Depending who's there, I mean, he'll do really well, man.
Yeah, I don't want to put him on stage and like have him blow money on a prep and a show unless he's like, legit.
I know what you mean.
Belongs up there. Because he was talking to one of the promoters, and they were like, "Are you thinking about doing nationals?" And he wasn't really sure about it. So
I know what you mean.
But yeah, go Connor Burton, my boy.
It's one of those things that with 10 more pounds of tissue, he's for sure gonna be like the top group of guys. He's gonna be competitive for his card.
Right.
So it's like might as well just wait for him to get there, right?
And this is like the first time he's really been in condition, truly. But and he can still get leaner after this because he'll just keep on pushing next time. And yeah, I don't know. I wanted to gas him up a little bit because I've known him forever, and he's like one of the reasons why I was inspired to get into competitive bodybuilding. And he finally won like the big show up in the Northwest. So
what's his how old is he?
I think he's like 30, 31.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, he's not old or anything.
Perfect.
We were going to college at the same time. He was a year or two older than me, I think.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's see what's going on. I've been seeing some pictures popping out now. First of all, Johnny told me he's doing a show in Mexico. He's actually getting bigger. No, it looks like he's actually getting bigger somehow. Yeah, I think he does.
One of the things,
is that a pro qualifier?
Yeah, it's a pro qualifier.
Oh.
I don't think there's anybody in Mexico that can beat Janik Yai. I gotta be honest. I don't think that anybody in Mexico that could beat Janik Yai. I mean, he's missed the pro card by like one placing a handful of times. So, I mean, I would assume that he's gonna take this pretty handily.
You know what's gonna happen if he gets his card? All of the grumpy, hardcore U.S. bodybuilders are going to be like, "You went to Mexico, you got a fake pro card."
Yeah.
They're going to be all fucking salty and mad because he's a tall, handsome, popular dude, and they're all like, you know, we're all like balding midgets, right? And so there's lots of other reasons that we hate this man. When I say we, I mean like hardcore bodybuilding group.
He's also rich, so you know. So that makes it harder.
But they're going to be like, "Oh, he doesn't count." Like, fuck
yeah,
off,
no, for sure,
dude.
I feel like every comment under every post is going to say that. You know, it's going to say that.
Just wait. And like the funny thing is, like you've met, you know, Eric. I've met him briefly. Like he's the fucking nicest guy in the world.
Really good dude, man.
Yeah, so,
for sure. Well, the good thing is that he has a really good like sense of humor in handling social media. I honestly don't think it bothers him, you know, which is great because I mean, if it did, then it's probably not for you. But yeah, there's so little to pick wrong with him, so you kind of have to just not like him for some reason.
Yeah, there's a show down here. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a show down here in the Bahamas that you can go and get your pro card.
Send me the info.
No, dude, listen. A lot of people don't know about it.
Don't say the name then, because I'm gonna put
it. No. You should see. I could really send it to you, bro. Like
send me that shit.
All you gotta do it. But what I was saying is that like I've thought about doing that maybe next year, depending on what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And then you think about like, well, if you don't win your pro card at a big show,
yeah,
because people are going to talk shit no matter what, right?
Yeah, man, just get your pro card. I mean, because like, dude, no one
can't worry about that.
As long as you compete as a pro, you know, and put yourself out there and let the cards, you know, fall as they may. Like, no one gives a fuck where you got your pro card, dude. There's so many pro cards now. It's like
the truth is, people are going to talk shit no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Right. No matter what you do in life, people will talk shit. Even shit, you win the USA. They're like, it was a weak lineup. The lineup was shitty. It doesn't matter. People are always gonna talk shit. So you kind of have to just do your thing, right? So I'm not gonna say nothing. You're just gonna see. Are you gonna wake up one day? You're gonna say IFBB Pro Beatty. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? What? Why you change your thing? You know, just you know. Are you pro? Yeah. You know, I may or may have not done a thing last week, you know, but it's no big deal. Don't make nothing of it, you know. Just IBB Pro Beatty, man. Nah, that's funny. But yeah, don't tell nobody.
What is Pittsburgh next week?
Yeah.
Damn,
it's getting fast. I'm seeing some pictures. I don't, you know, the thing about comparisons is that.
So hard, man. Like
you can't. What the fuck? Yeah, you can't really make comparisons because, well, this is actually good lighting, but like you know how Nick does like iPhone pictures with like no lighting and no filters, and Vito does a lot of filters and perfect lighting with great phone. So it's like it's kind of a weird comparison, and it's different angles, but I mean, what else are we going to talk about? I guess so. It's like people are going to talk about it, but it's not a real comparison, obviously, right? Even with the front doubles, I think I saw the front double comparison, and the comments go crazy, and it's like, yes, Vito's front double is way better than Nick's front double. This is true. Like I don't think anybody going to argue that, but. Off of that one pose, it's like Vito's gonna beat him. It's like, what the fuck? How does that happen?
Huh? Hey, you hear us?
Yeah, but I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
80, bro.
Oh shit.
We lost like the last 30 seconds of you talking.
No, I think you're talking about Vito or something.
Yeah, I was saying, contests aren't won and lost from one post. So I think it's funny that it's a sport that the fans get carried away, way too carried away.
You guys feel like sometimes they lean towards certain poses though, like heavier, like I don't know. I feel like sometimes if the Mr. Olympia does or looks good in a certain pose, like they may lean more towards like, oh, what does his back double bicep look like, or
I think so. I think front double and back double are weighted a little higher. You know, I mean, when you do quarter turns, they only ask you to hit the front and back double, right? So I do think it makes it. Those are like the maybe judged a little harder. Oh, he's going to New York, bro.
Yeah,
Vincenzo. Hey, what's up, Ken?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, perfect. Hey, Ken, did you know Vincenzo doing New York? You know Vincenzo? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's doing Pittsburgh as well.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. He hasn't competed at the pro yet. Shout out Vincenzo.
He's doing Pittsburgh and New York.
Okay. He's legit like a big person in real life, like a really big guy in real life. And in pictures by himself, you can't tell until he stands next to people. He's a big guy. But what's good with you, Ken? Oh, there goes camera.
I've been good, man. We're rounding the back end of the prep, so things have kind of been like, now that we're starting to drop down, pull things out, I've been okay. I've been good. I mean, we're in condition. I'll tell you that. We're 100% going to be in condition. I've way exceeded my condition for North Americans. So that's going to be really good. It's just a matter now of what does the size look like in comparison to the top level pros, right? Like, I've never really stood next to a Nick Walker or a Bonac per se. So I need to be able to see if that size, the size that I have right now, can match them. And if it does, then my condition should be on point. My symmetry, the way I flow, would definitely be a good calling card for me. So to be quite honest with you, I don't know how the show's going to go, just because I don't have that, qualitative data in my head. But in terms of the work to get here, we've done all we can. We've done all we can, and I'm proud. I'm proud of where we're at. I'm proud of where we're at, especially for a prep like compared to like my previous preps. This has been the most different. Like, I'm not wasting away on a Stairmaster, and we've been able to keep our size, still in the 250s. So yeah. So I'm proud of where we're at. It's just a matter of, you just never know, right? Like, you don't know when you see people in pictures versus when you see them in person. Like, when you see me in person, like Stu, you guys have seen me in person, so like, I'm a lot bigger in person than pictures. But at the same time, Nick could be twice the size of what he is in pictures. So just see what happens. Just see what happens.
You sound tired, man.
Yeah, you sound tired.
But you should. You should.
I am, bro. Yeah. I am. I'm tired. I'm abrupt. I'm short.
I mean, seeing people in person, but even on stage versus off stage, it's so tricky, bro. It's so fucking tricky because, okay, like I'll see some of you guys and I'll be like, I've seen everybody. I'm like, some of you guys, I'm like, some of y'all are bigger than some of these big guys. Like, looking at y'all in person, I don't know what that means on stage, but like, just looking at y'all, I'm like, I feel like y'all just as big, man. you know. But
I don't know. I'll give an example, right? Like we all kind of see each other, right? Like especially all of us that go to Texas, like Justin Wyatt, right? Justin's really big. Like Justin Wyatt's a really big guy. But when you see him standing next to Bonac, you know,
I
in the
saw that. I
lineup,
did.
he's not that big, you know, right next to Bonac. So it puts you then have to think, you really have to, like, as a competitor yourself, you have to analyze and think like, how really big are these guys? Because Bonac is not considered one of the bigger guys. You know what I mean? So yeah, we can say that and say like, you know, we look big in person, but when you then compare it on stage, it's
100%.
like, well, yeah, Justin's a really big guy, but Bonac is big, must be bigger, you know, and Nick must be bigger than Bonac. So by virtue, where am I, you know, on that size scale? So
do you almost think it's like a filling out the frame thing, though? You know, like someone's arm, like he might, like Bonac might not be bigger than Justin, but like just because he is filled out a little more, like that frame, it might look bigger. You know what I'm saying? Or
could be.
I mean, there's so much factors. There's a look to the muscle too that certain people have just genetically, right? You take a tape measure to Wyatt and Bonac. Wyatt is actually bigger than him probably in almost every measurement, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter because visually looking, Bonac looks so much more muscular than him, right? So the muscularity isn't always a weight thing or a space thing. It's just how it physically looks, you know. And yeah, that's a good point. So when everybody stands next to each other, everything comes your muscle insertions, every little thing comes to play on who looks more muscular. That's why you can't really say until you're on the same stage and the same lights. It doesn't matter like, oh well, this person's 250, this person's 270, and it's like it doesn't matter, right? It's Bonac probably like 228. I mean, for all we know, but he looks more muscular than everybody up there, you know. So it's just one of those things you have to see it in person. But I mean, I'm confident that Ken is going to be big enough. You know, I think most of us are like, yeah, he gonna be big enough. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see how that all unfolds. What up, Alyssa?
Boys.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I'm just as excited for New York as I am Pittsburgh for different reasons. I think Regan is doing New York as well.
Yeah.
I want to see Ken next to Bonac. Actually, I think that's a really good. That's a nice matchup. Nigeria versus Ghana. You know, Nigeria versus Ghana. See who got the best jollof. You know, bragging rights. You know, but it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. Anybody going? Stu, you going?
No, not this year.
Damn, I low-key wanted to go, but
Got a live stream?
Huh?
Will they have a live stream?
I hope so. They better fucking have a live stream because
they usually do for New York.
Yeah, New York always has a live stream. So
I hope Pittsburgh does. I mean, they're trying to make themselves the crown jewel of the season, so
it's too big not to have one.
I would expect them.
Yeah,
it's too big.
Pittsburgh's in a week, and then New York's in 2.
Yeah. Is it safe to assume that a lot of people from Pittsburgh that maybe haven't committed to New York are gonna have to do New York, right?
Yeah, because it's only a week away, and flight wise, it's not that far. It's not like New York to Cali. Cali's after New York, but that's a decent flight. You know, Pittsburgh's only like a couple hours, so it's highly likely a lot of people, unless you've already qualified, or maybe like you're aiming for like a bigger show. Say like maybe you're aiming for Dubai. I know Dubai is close or something like that. But most people will most likely jump into New York. I think Pittsburgh and New York are shaping up to be probably the most stacked shows this season. Of course, because Pittsburgh, because of the Manions, of course, the Manion show, so a lot of Olympians are jumping in, and by virtue of just proximity, New York is, you know, the next in line. So you're getting a lot of those top brass coming in.
Yeah. And if it keeps trickling down, then you're gonna have a pretty decent Cal Pro as well. And then you probably, Sas is doing it, but I don't know how much. Okay, Derek's already qualified. Mar's already qualified, right? So they do Pittsburgh, they done. Nick is gonna have to qualify, right? So, and Nick is living in Jersey, so he wouldn't skip over New York. So I'm gonna assume that Nick is gonna do New York as well, So you get Nick doing New York. If Nick wins New York, well, then for the Cal, right? Well, who would be left, right? You got, but Ken not doing Cal, but you would have Ken, Regan, you would have everybody else doing. I don't know who else doing.
Crizzo.
Oh, Crizzo, yeah. I could see Crizzo doing Cal. I could see Crizzo
the Brazilian guy Leandro. If he's already here, I can see him doing Cal.
Dude, he needs to fucking qualify. I swear to God, he is so good.
Yeah, if he's already here, he's probably going to go to Cal, and then Reno's after Cal, the week after Cal. So
yeah.
So people go Legion after Cal,
Toronto,
and then Toronto. So it's going to be a very stacked next 6 weeks. But I feel like after this stint though, after Toronto, it'll dip off for a little bit because all of us to start our preps early. We're not going to go all the way to Chicago Pro or like Texas Pro, so then you have a new crowd.
Fuck out of here. That's mine.
Later competitors. Yeah.
There's no Chicago, no, right?
No.
Is it?
No, I don't think so.
Brent Swanson actually sent me something that said that it was off of their website, the shot, like, what's his name? The promoter.
Gary?
Tim Gardner.
Tim Gardner, yeah. It was off of Tim Gardner's website. That had open bodybuilding in there, but it's not on the official schedule, I don't think. So I don't even know what to think anymore, bro. Like,
it wasn't on the IVD Pro schedule. That's where I go by. I go by the Pro schedule, so it wasn't there.
So what is Shire getting ready for?
Tampa.
What's that?
Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Him is me.
That's. Oh yeah, okay. And when is that? That's.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? It is. Oh, go to the fucking. They don't have their laptop open.
Yeah, they changed
Chicago
it.
Pro. It says Open plus Masters.
Don't tell nobody, Stu, because you're gonna get Chicago.
Is that just Masters? Like
no,
Open
it says
Masters?
Open plus Masters.
I mean, they got to announce
this is for bodybuilding, men's bodybuilding.
Or they got to announce that if they want anybody to do the show, they would have to announce it. It wasn't up there though, right? Until now.
It was up there at the beginning of the year. They got rid of it. It was just Masters, and now it's Open plus Masters again.
Yeah, it's there now. I see it. Stu's right. It's right there.
Tim, make up your mind.
How can we
competing in it?
Somebody's gonna get a qualification. Somebody gonna sneak in it.
I might cut this part out, bro.
Cut it out. Hey, yeah, it's not going. Yeah, they canceled Chicago. Let's pick up here, yo. Yeah, so forget about Chicago. They canceled that shit, man. Go. Everybody go to Tampa. Hey, how can this be confirmed? You guys got to email them or something?
All you got
to
contact
on
him.
Official pro schedule. Nothing to confirm.
That's I would before diving for that. I would have to see some confirmation emails because this is back and forth. It's too much. It's a lot going on. All right. So okay. Where was I at? Yeah. So Sas for sure is doing Cal, and then Pittsburgh. Let me see.
They have predictions for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they don't have official
it's coming
lineup.
Out tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow.
I kind of want to see that before.
It's coming out tomorrow. Monday is the official list.
But I guess we know who would be in the top 6 regardless, right? Besides the 3, we have Vito doing Pittsburgh, right? Vito, Bonac, and Leandro. Anybody else? That would be the top 6. I would assume. That would be top 6. All right, let's place them.
Crizzo.
Oh, Crizzo. Okay. Damn, man, Crizzle looks good. Crizzle looks good. Crizzle versus Vito, I think that's a pretty even. Pretty even. They flip flop, right? What Vito don't got, Crizzle got. What Crizzle don't got, Vito got. They kind of flip flop, you know. DT, how you got that top 6 looking?
For Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I believe I picked Martin for first, right? Last time. I think it was just a listen. Martin, Nick, Bonak. That was my top 3.
Derek not in the top 3?
I was gonna say.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Derek getting second goal up.
Derek's fucking getting 5th. No, I picked Martin, Derek, Nick, Bonak. That was my top 4 because I remember that conversation.
Should I write this down or it's not that deep?
Yeah,
I should probably write this down.
I think Alyssa was like, "What the fuck?" last time. I like to just throw out my picks, throw my opinion. That's me.
I mean, shit, we don't know. We going by the past, but we in the present. We have no idea.
I feel like Nick's gonna fucking come in crazy. I don't know. We'll see.
Martin, Derek, Nick, Bonak.
Yep.
Who else? Who's 5th?
And I'll take Vito for 5th.
Okay. Bonak, Vito, and then who's 6th?
I honestly don't even know who else is doing the show.
We got Crizzo, Leandro.
I'll go Crizzo. That's me for 6th.
That's fair. All right. How about John?
Off of Pittsburgh, I have Derek, and then Nick, Martin, Bonak. How do you say it? Is Leandro?
Leandro Perez.
I was looking at him yesterday. I was like, this guy looks pretty fucking crazy, man. I'm gonna put him before Vito, and then Vito after him. I don't know how many that is.
Yeah, that's 6. Did everybody agree that if Leandro was peeled, that he would have beat Vito in Brazil?
Yeah. I mean, I prefer his look.
Yeah, he's got a crazy
personally.
Look.
I think he's bigger and more balanced. So I think if he was peeled, but it's hard to say ifs because ifs is what if he was peeled and he was flat and small, right? So, but assuming, that's why it's hard.
What's he sacrificing to make that? Because he's also put on a lot of size from previously, so it's not like it's size that he's kind of sat on for a long time, So, like, what's he sacrificing to get there?
This is what I always think when somebody. Okay, so he's been in shape. He's already been shredded, right? When somebody comes in not shredded all of a sudden, I usually feel like there's a reason. Like, he's not dumb. He didn't just look in the mirror and say, I'm not going to be peeled today, right? So it's probably like a choice. Probably like, like Ken said, we don't want to pull you down too much because the new muscle, we don't want to lose it. So it was probably something they kind of lean towards, right? Right? They're not going to, there's a reason. He's a professional. He knows what to do. So he probably purposely came in that way so he wouldn't be flat. So it's hard to say, but from looking at the show, it looked like he would have won if he was in shape, at least from
his most recent videos and pictures look pretty wild. So I was giving the upset redemption over Vito right there.
What's his IG? Leandro
Pro song.
Peres.
I'm putting Nick first. Fuck it.
I'm seeing a lot of people putting Nick first. All right. He got recent updates, you said? Oh, this is a good one.
That would shake things up. I mean, if Nick won, that would definitely shake things up, making it exciting for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You got to keep it exciting. Y'all know how he looks. That's enough. All right. You said Alyssa said
Nicholas. Derek, Martin, Bonac, Vito, Leandro. I just think Crizzo's posing is going to hold him back. And he has like small glutes. So like the side chest, his like hips tuck in. I don't know, it just messes up a few poses.
Who's the worst poser, Crizzo or Vito?
Crizzo.
I think so, yeah. I think so. Because he's a lot of times he's shaking and making faces on top of the actual posing. You know, whereas Vito moves.
Like when people make hardcore faces, like it hurts to pose.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Vito trends.
Rolly effect.
Well, Rolly makes it look good though.
Rolly's like kind of smiling with it. Like I'm not knocking my boy Justin, but
I don't know, man.
Next time y'all see Justin Abbott's pics, like his fucking face, man. You know that shit's gotta
Justin, yeah. But Rolly, I don't know if you remember, when Rolly first came on the scene, everyone was making fun of him for it. You know, then it became a signature thing. It became a signature thing for him. But before that, it was like, yo, like, why does this guy look like he's literally about to take a dump on stage, you know?
It takes away from the physique, honestly, if your face is too distracting. So either smile or just be stoic.
Rolly was posing way too hard though. Like he was hitting the poses too hard. That's why he would be sweating and passing out. Not passing out, but he would be getting like stumbling, getting dizzy, wiping sweat. I think he's big as fuck and he's hitting that pose but so hard, bro.
He probably took pre-workout before the stage.
Yeah, he could have beat Dexter in New York, but it was really presentation. Dexter is just like so chill, and then Rolly's just, huh?
I was there. He should have beat Dexter.
I was there too. But yo, tell me when they're just standing there relaxed, Rolly looked like 10 weeks out standing there because when he has so much muscle, it's just like, you know, and there was no detail until he hits the pose and detail pops out. I feel like he lost in between the poses and just like his stamina, he couldn't pose, you know. But anyways, let's go Stewie.
I don't do predictions, man. You know how I feel about this.
No predictions? All right. Ken, you doing predictions today?
Nah, I'm going to see them all the next week, so I'm not going to do it.
All right, I'm going to do mine then. I'm going to go Derek. Then I'm going to go, damn. Sorry than I thought. I thought it was going to be easy. I'm going to have to go Nick. Then I'm going to go Martin. Then I'm going to go, I'm going to have to go Bonac. Not because he's from Ghana, promise. And then Vito and Crizzo.
I mean, either way, bro, Nick versus Martin again is going to be pretty cool to see, you know, from last year and whatnot. So
that's going to be fire. That's that. I feel like Martin wants to beat Nick so bad. I could see it in his since fucking North Americans he wanted to beat Nick so bad. So I feel like he wants that shit bad. You know, I'm sure Nick wants to beat him too, but he's already beat him. Yeah. All right, you guys want to do some questions?
The Chicago Pro is not listed. Is that they don't have open bodybuilding on their website, but they do on the fucking IFBB is a mess. Okay.
Take it easy, Stu.
There's a bunch of fucking freelancers.
I was gonna say, Stu, take it easy, bro.
They're not talking to each other. We need to be dieting right now if we're doing fucking Chicago. You know, it's not like
Stu. But if you click on the link on ifbbpro.com where it's on the schedule, it just says Masters Men's Bodybuilding, Masters Classic, Masters Physique. It's all Masters. It doesn't say. It actually doesn't say Men's Open. It doesn't say Men's Open at all on it.
I'm sure where it says Open plus Masters, it's referring to Masters Open.
Yeah, I think this is
Masters
referring
open.
to Masters.
What's that even
That
mean?
sounds crazy. That sounds
What?
crazy.
Old people. It means old people in the open division.
But why would you say
I
Masters
didn't even know
open?
they had a non-open division in Masters.
Masters novice.
Classic.
Classic?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Masters
guess you have.
Classic.
I guess you have other
Dude,
divisions.
like,
I don't
That's
fucking
crazy.
know.
If they had open, I feel like they would let people know. I don't feel
imagine like if the NFL schedule was like this, like we might be having a game on October 23rd, but like we'll let you know, okay?
Tentative for now.
TBD.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to do some questions? Am I missing anything? Hold on. Let me
Are you doing North America? Are you doing North Americans? Is that confirmed?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do North Americans. I'm gonna do North.
Are you working with Compton, or you're doing it yourself?
Well, Compton is my friend, so it's more of like a second eye, but
So you're doing it yourself.
Yeah, it's more of the same, just cardio, diet. I mean, the purpose has been the same for a while now. It's more so the ending part that's getting played with, but the actual prep is just low carbs. You know how it goes: low carbs, high cardio, and then
There's no passing out in the gym this time.
no pass down the gym.
How's I haven't been on for a while, so sorry.
Mhm.
How's your dog? Did he get surgery?
Oh yeah. He got it now 2 weeks ago. So
Okay.
he's back to normal now, pretty much. He's acting like the old him. He was acting a little weird for a little bit, but I think it's probably just traumatized from the surgery.
Yeah,
because he was freak. I had to pick him up that same night because he was freaking out in there. He thought he got kidnapped or some shit.
okay.
He was he wasn't going to sleep, but yeah, North American. So USA's and North Americans actually. That's the plan. More of the same, but so far so good, man. I feel like I actually added more tissue than I actually thought I did. Because you get that fat look, and then as it's coming off, I'm like, okay, the tissue's there, so that's nice. That's nice to see.
Okay, I'm gonna call you out on something because
Of course,
I'm in prep, so I'm allowed. The Halo kicked in.
Of course, you go with man.
You got to go to bed, bro. This is ridiculous. Like, you can't keep staying up. If you're serious about this prep, you can't keep staying. I can't be waking up at 5 a.m. and seeing you posting 2 minutes before. You got to go to bed, bro. Like, if you're serious about this prep and you're serious about trying to, improve the physique, turn pro, and the whole shebang, like, the talk has got to match the action, bro. You got to optimize some of this stuff. Right. You know what I mean?
At that point, I would have to take sleeping pills, bro. I'm on GABA, melatonin. I'm on.
You need to shift your schedule. It'll take you a couple of days.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like if I lay down, I don't fall asleep, bro. If I lay down, I don't fall asleep. My circadian rhythm is
yes, you need to unfuck it, which requires effort. It won't just happen on its own.
Y'all don't think y'all don't think it's the same? If I still get 6 to 8 hours, y'all don't think it's the same?
It's not
even if it's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take.
I'm telling you as a friend because I care about you and I want to see you do well, and I feel like you have everything it takes to get to the highest level, but it's these little things that are kind of holding it back. You know what I mean? So like, I want to see you. I want to see you be your very best. You know what I mean? And it's like, come on, Beatty, just go to fucking bed, man. Even your dog is following you and doing this shit now. It's like you gotta make some adjustments. You know what I mean? You have time. You're
gonna ruin your dog's circadian rhythm.
My dog is up till 6 a.m. too, doing his thing. We going for long walks at midnight. I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try to get it together.
Zinc.
I've been doing that.
Magnesium and ashwagandha. Zinc, magnesium, ashwagandha. Combine it to help you sleep.
But I've been on this schedule since I was a teenager. Unfortunately, Like literally, he's another teenager. It's the craziest thing, you know. And then I was a bouncer for a while, and that didn't help. All right, let's see what questions we got. We covered everything. If anything happened that I missed, because I haven't been really following the industry like that. I think that's it.
100 guys versus one gorilla. We can cover that. No, I'm just kidding. I've seen some.
Well, I don't even know how that started, if I'm being honest.
I don't know, but I've been sending Alyssa a bunch of shit.
It was a single tweet.
Send out Brock Lesnar. Fuck it.
100 million views.
I heard one that said, "Send out 100 2007 Chris Benoit. It's over."
Oh my god! Come on,
it's over.
All right, let's get into questions. Best bodybuilder all time under 212.
Keon,
come on.
I think it's Keon. I feel like anybody older than 50 is going to say something different. But honestly, with no bias, I don't think anybody's beating Keon, bro. Straight up.
Keon. It's mind-boggling.
But we've never seen anybody look like. We've never seen anybody with those proportions ever. Not even close, you know. And he's just getting bigger and better. So yeah, I would say two. Let's say second place then. Who's second? Because I don't even think first is close.
Flex Wheeler. Lewis.
Well, they don't have to be a 212. They don't have to be a 212 competitor. Just the weight.
Yeah, Flex Lewis. Still Flex Lewis. No, it's not Lee Priest.
Yeah,
I think if Sean Ray. But the condition and size.
But fuck that guy, dude. Like, come on.
Do you think Sean Ray's size would hold up against Flex Lewis?
No.
That's the hard, because this is things that when 90s guys talk, I think they don't realize the muscularity, how much more muscular the guys are now. You know, Sean Ray is a hell of a bodybuilder though. That's really close, but I might have to go Flex.
Yeah, I think Flex. I'd say Flex.
Now, do I prefer Sean Ray's physique aesthetically? Yes, but that's just a that doesn't mean he's the better body.
The torso. I prefer the torso because of the abs, but I still prefer Flex. So, the arms, the hamstrings, you know, the limbs are just like full as fuck, you know. Yeah.
The thing about Lee Priest is, I think he has one of the freakiest physiques, and like I think his physique is a lot cooler than everybody else. Is the truth. But just bodybuilding standpoint is different. He's one of my favorite physiques. I think it looks different. It looks crazy, you know. But competitively, I don't think he could be Flex, you know. Anyways.
Quick, how did you fix your internet? Like, it's fine now.
I didn't do anything. Somebody must have been using it or something. I don't know. Because it got all the bars.
Shit.
it got all the bars now. So yeah, maybe somebody was using it. Or there's always something going on in this neighborhood. Fucking a crackhead fucking hit a wire or something. I don't know. Hopefully it all records, because you never know with Zoom. Hopefully everything is here. Or we just wasted Ken's time and
man, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, me sitting up here hungry as hell for nothing. All right. Any of you ever try EPO? I mean, if I could get that shit, where do I get it? Where do you buy EPO? I go on a forum.
Find your local like road cyclist group ride and start asking around to the old guys. Okay.
What benefit would there be taking EPO when steroids already raise your RBC? I don't see it.
Like, even Boston said, like, that's a stupid drug to take. So if that tells you anything.
Even Boston stayed away from it. So
yeah,
don't fuck.
He did try it. I'm pretty sure. Like, he talked about using it, but like,
yeah. There's a couple bodybuilders who loved it, but like, what do you love about it? Your energy? I don't get it.
It's redundant.
Yeah. DHB versus Ments. I don't actually know what they are. If I'm being really honest, I kind of do. Like, I feel like DHB is like kind of like EQ, and Ment is kind of like trend. I feel like Stu would know more.
Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like I would know more?
I don't know. I feel like you know about that kind of shit.
First of all, Ment like the check tabs?
No. The check tabs is something else.
Check drops are orals.
Bodybuilders don't use check drops. That's for like.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh, they do. To do what? To fight?
Just to be fucking angry. Like, you don't know people who would love feeling like that?
I do actually. I do actually.
Yeah, you do. Of course you do. DHB. Okay, the problem with DHB is no matter who you get it from or how it's brewed, it's going to be really fucking painful. So, like,
DC knows about that.
I know too well.
I've never personally used it. On paper, it actually, like, and from people's experiences using it, I think it's actually quite a good drug. It's a non-aromatizing drug. It's quite potent. You get a lot of like the fullness and strength benefits from, like, not quite trend, but like it doesn't have any of the mental side effects if you have issues with that. Like, on paper, it's great, but like you have to find it brewed at like 100 milligrams per milliliter. So you're going to have to be shooting like a cc of it a day, maybe. And it doesn't work out in practice. Trestolone is actually, if you can handle it, like estrogen wise, then you have to start really low. Yes, it converts to a different form of estrogen. I don't remember all the details, but like it doesn't convert to normal estradiol. It converts into some like different version of it that's really, really potent, and it binds very strongly to estrogen receptors, and it gives you gyno very easily. So,
what is it? It's a steroid.
They're both injectable steroids.
Oh,
they're both kind of like niche, not very commonly used injectable steroids, and that people on forums like to jibber jabber about and ask about, like, because again, like theoretically, they're good drugs, but oftentimes in practice, like DHB is going to make you a cripple, and Trestolone is going to give you tits. So, unfortunately, like, it doesn't work out usually. I like Trestolone. I've used it a couple of times at like, I used it this off season at 200 milligrams a week.
This off season?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask, like, are there any pros that because I didn't know that this was even a thing. I thought this was just like, I didn't know people took it. Okay.
Yeah. It's potent. It makes you like insanely full and round. You hold a decent amount of water on it. If you're prone to gyno, that it's going to be a problem for you. I've run it at 350 in past years, and I lasted like 3 weeks. Like, I immediately started getting like puffy nipples and like crazy swelling there, under my nipples, and so it's like, okay, ditch that shit. But this year I ran it at like 200. And I'm bigger than I used to be, so like I could handle that dose, and I had like no nipple issues. So,
is there anything you can get out of it that you couldn't get out of Tren?
It's not. It doesn't have like mental side effects.
Oh, okay, well, that's the
like Tren does. Okay. And I'm not really sure about like how badly it will affect your blood work, because my blood work doesn't really. The water retention is a bitch. If you don't like that, then you're not going to like it. But like, when you like finish up a cycle and you look at your blood work and you're like, oh fuck, my cholesterol is 300. Like after you took like a certain drug. That's never happened, by the way. But like, I don't think it's going to be as bad as Tren is for most people, but I don't really get affected by that stuff all that bad. My blood work holds up pretty good usually.
Yeah. For off season, because of the water retention and like blood pressure, I would worry a bit.
That. I mean, I take blood pressure meds, so that like I've got that under control. I take cholesterol meds. I have that under control. But I don't know about you guys, but after you run Tren for like usually like 8 or 9 weeks, any longer than that, you just start to feel like bad, like toxic. And I know that's a stupid word, it's subjective, but you just feel like you're sick of running that shit. So I didn't get that on Trust Alone. So that's something.
I can't even think of a scenario besides doing consecutive shows that you would need to do Tren for more than 8 weeks, maybe 10.
Well, it's good all the time if you can handle it. It's a great off-season drug if you can handle it.
But for okay, you guys see my sleep issues, right? So for off-season, if I make my sleep any worse or my appetite any worse, then that's just not a good trade-off for me.
Yeah, but that's the big asterisk there. It's like if you can handle it with all of these things. The reason why fucking Primo is so popular nowadays is because honestly, I think there's a lot of new people to this sport who are like getting into enhancement, and they don't have the fucking durability that some of us have. Like they're not used to dealing with side effects from like 1.5 grams a test or something like that. Or like their bodies can't handle it. So they're like, oh, okay, I'll take a bunch of Mastron or a bunch of Primobolan instead. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you can't any fucking Primo.
I feel like it's a trend. Anymore. It's a trend too.
Yeah, but think about the people who follow that trend. Like they're not freakazoids, generally speaking.
No, like it's the science base. Because I mean,
yeah.
There's my guy, John Drew is pushing it though. Like, I feel like because of John Drew, everyone's everyone's jumped on the master.
Hold on, I gotta defend John here because I posted a story about this a while ago about like how everyone's taken Mastron and Primo instead of taking aromatase inhibitors, and John replied to the story. He's like, everybody thinks that this was my idea, and it's not. And like I haven't gone and like done his J3 whatever. I haven't gone and watched all his content, but like he does have a log on his website, I think, where he's like he does run a lot of Mastron, right? But
we can tell.
But like it's not to necessarily avoid taking like AIs and shit, So
no. I think with the problem reason why people are using John as the poster boy is because one, obviously he's very smart. But two, there's also like anecdotal evidence. This is someone that went from 212 to the open, and his cycle changed during that period of time. So I'm not saying that it's a one-to-one correlation of a relationship, but people are taking it that way. They're like, oh, he put on that size that he couldn't put on before because he changed the way he did his cycles, and maybe it could work for me. And that's why I think it's happening the way it is,
Well, the truth of bodybuilding is, right, which we all know, but a lot of beginners, probably us as well as beginners, didn't realize this. What everybody else does has nothing to do with you. It's irrelevant, right? Stu does well on mint. That should have probably fucked me up. Trent, Stu does go with Trent off season. I can't. So it's irrelevant what Stu does. That does nothing for me. What I have to do is what I have to do. Well, Stu can do 20 minutes cardio. Should I try that? No. Yeah, I shouldn't. So it's at the end of the day, we all have to find what works for us. It's hard to answer questions honestly because that would be the answer for every question. How do you go arms? Well, what have you done? I do high volume. Try low volume. It would sound like you're mocking them, bro. It would, because the truth is, you can't answer the question. You just have to do it.
Yeah, but if they ask stupid questions like that, they deserve to be mocked. Like there's there's a science, like there's a thought process to forming a good question, right? You know, if the answer is obvious or there's just no context or information, it's like, it's a bad question. Fuck you. Just like
that's why I always say, like, I know we're really pushing bodybuilding today to be this like scientific thing. Bodybuilding is alchemy, man. It's not science. It's like you put two things together, you know it works, but you don't know why it works. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. You know, I think it's shifted now where it's almost like people are trying to form research papers and peer reviews on this work for this person so we can replicate it, and it just doesn't work like that, man. Like, it just doesn't work like that. So it's weird. I think people are trying to substitute effort, though. No matter what it is, the 100%. Effort side of the things, I think, is where there's been a problem. Everyone is trying to substitute effort for other things, you know, even in training, RPE, even in your pharmacology. It's like some things you're just going to go through it and it's just going to suck, man. Like, there are parts of this sport that just suck that you just have to deal with, you know. But yeah.
Side effects is one of them. You know, dealing with drug side effects sucks, and you kind of have to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a pet peeve of mine when when influencers who compete complain about the gear so much. This is not for everybody. Oh, I took the trend and it made me blind. Like, so don't fucking like, why take it to complain about it? Just maybe it's not for you. Just don't take gear then, right? It's like, I think it's a weird concept to take it and then make it a thing and make videos about how much it sucks.
Girls do that often.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, dude. Thing. Retired competitors, females, are like
the worst.
Yeah, and I, like, on the one hand, I feel bad for them because, like, for a lot of these gals, it's like they were kind of promised something, or like they had a vision of what the sport would be, and it didn't really pan out. But I mean, they're all like, a lot of them also will just bash the shit out of it, but without taking responsibility sometimes for, like, you know, maybe you didn't go about this the right way, or maybe you didn't understand the consequences of your actions as you were taking them. Yeah. So
don't hire the insulin coach and then complain about him making you take insulin. You know what I'm saying? So don't, with all due respect, but don't hire Shelby Starnes and then complain. No, let me not say it.
Don't hire Shelby Starnes. Period. Full stop.
Y'all are fucking wild.
But don't hire him and then complain if you maybe have to go to ER or something. That's what the fuck he's known for. He's known for winning shows, but you might make a trip to ER. It's like you gotta pick wisely. So we're all adults. Now, if you're willing to take the occasional trip to ER, well then shit, you're gonna win some shows probably with him. But that's it comes to territory. You know what you get yourself into.
And so, just because you're getting side effects, it doesn't mean that shit's working. And I think that's what a lot of people look at.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, for sure.
Just because you're getting a side effect or this is happening, oh, it's working, like I got to keep going. I'm like, oh, no, you don't, man. You don't take things to get the side effects to see, hey, it's working. You know.
So to I guess to kind of combine the two topics you're talking about, this is why it's good to know the science. This is the thing about John Jewett. He knows the science so he can troubleshoot issues, but he's not coaching based off the science. He's actually coaching based off of experience. That's what he's using to coach. But let's say if something goes wrong, oh, you took a diazide and you're cramping up. He knows to give you sodium or water and sodium. Or if you're too far gone, he knows, if I give you Lasix, that'll flush out the potassium, right? So he knows the science to troubleshoot, but he's not coaching you based off of the research papers. He's coaching you based off of experience, which is, right? So knowing the science isn't the problem. It's just that people want to only lead by the science, which is, so John Jewett has never been the issue. It's the people who follow the science guys who don't understand bodybuilding who are the issue. It's the people who want to be like John Jewett, who think it's just about science, who don't realize that John Jewett intensity is a 10 out of 10 and his experience is 10 out of 10. He just happens to know the papers. That's
I like
the
to call
difference.
it in-field experience.
That's what's
He's one
going to
of the
get the
few
job.
guys. He's one of the few guys that actually merges the science and the actual like application. You know, the bro science side of things. He merges the two.
100%.
It's like, but my problem is like, I feel like the science community, people will quote papers and papers and papers, and then you throw them into gym and they're telling you about full range of motion and they're using 135s. You know, it's like, bro, like you could quote papers all you want, but like if you don't put in the work, nothing's gonna happen. I'd rather have a guy that knows nothing, that is
100%.
just a brute. You know, he's just brute. He's just a brute. He's gonna do
100%.
better than you at the end of the day.
100%.
And that's where I have problems, because when I look now, like I see kids in the gym, and I don't blame them. You know, there's just so much information out there now that it's almost like you have to be a fool to say, I'm going to ignore all this information and try and just brute force my way through this thing. But then that information becomes a handicap. And you wonder why, I'm not making progress versus that guy over there. He must be taking 2 grams of gear. And the guy's probably just on 500 tests, but he's just killing himself every day when he gets to the gym, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really skewed the perspective on the sport. And especially now that classic is like a big thing too. Now that there's a size limiter too, it almost reinforces that for some people, that it's like, oh, I maybe I shouldn't train as hard because I don't want to get as big. You know, it's such a weird place to be. Like, I don't know.
Well, okay,
I don't know.
Take John Jewett, right? Take John Jewett, and you snap your fingers, right? And then he forgets all the research papers and science he knows. Or you snap your fingers and he loses all his intensity and experience level. Which John Jewett is gonna win on stage? The John Jewett who forgot the science is still gonna win because he has the intensity and the experience over, right? So knowing the science is great, but that's not why John Jewett is a world-class bodybuilder, actually, right? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So yeah,
it makes sense.
That's I don't even know how we got there. What was the question?
Analysis paralysis.
There we go. I could say the same for Janicki. Janicki isn't the problem. It's the people copying Janicki, trying to be like Janicki, doing half the weight, where Janicki is doing the whole stack on flies with one arm.
I just saw a video of him posing, and like, this is just my posing little thing. Like, the way that you train should be incorporated into your posing style. And he's so big on training, and then he like posed, and I was like, you're not contracting the muscle. Like when he rode back to do whatever back pose, I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's not how you're gonna do a row in the gym. So it's not how you do it on stage as well.
Just he definitely needs help with posing. Yeah, he definitely needs help with posing.
Yeah, but training and posing coincide with one another. Like, if you're in the gym training a certain way, like how you contract is how you're showing your detail, and that's what you do on stage as well. I don't know. There's just a little thought about Janicki.
I got to get him back on the podcast. He hopefully he's not too famous for the podcast now. Nah, he's super humble dude. Do all bodybuilders take blood pressure medication? Do y'all take it? I take it.
Not all. I take an aspirin here and there.
Most? Would you say most?
Yeah,
I take most.
And if you're not, like, Carditone is also a good over the counter that should help with blood pressure. I don't think people talk about that enough.
Yeah, Carditone does work really good actually, as like a first step before going to get a script.
I take it anyways, even though I take blood pressure medication. Just want to spend my money on more supplements. All right, let's do a couple more. You good over there, Ken?
Yeah, I'm good. After this, I'm probably gonna cook some chicken and walk for a little bit, but I should be good.
What advice would you give to your younger self on having a productive off season?
First, I'd start with making sure I get to bed at 9:30 or 10 at night.
Yep.
I was gonna say the cheat meals, man. Like not, because I used to watch. I would see Marcus Rule and Lee Priest. I'd be like, hey, man, I could just, as long as I hit 300 grams of protein, I can eat whatever I want, right? And it's like I'm not fucking Lee Priest or Marcus Rule. So yeah, I got bigger, but seeing the rate of gain of like some of my peers who were just eating clean food, it's way. I mean, look at Ken having like this perfect off season. I'm sure the off seasons were good before, but this was by far probably the most perfect it's been, and it shows.
Yeah. Not even close. Like not even close. Literally nothing has changed from off season to prep outside of just like, adding in fish and like more cardio and less food. But like the actual things that I was doing, 6 a.m. cardio sessions, no cheat meals, it's the same. And it's made prep very easy, to be honest with you. It's made the prep this year compared to the others. I've been able to eat more. Beatty, I've left the club, man. I'm no longer the 50 grams of carbs guy. You know what I mean? I've left the club because I had a very good off season that kind of really helped my metabolism too. And I went from 240 to 285, in one off season. So
Ken made it out the hood.
Yeah,
Ken made it out, bro.
I'm gone, bro.
I'm kind of pissed, man. I'm kind of pissed right now.
Hey, it's a mindset for you, Beatty.
Now my next step is to get to Stu's level. I want to get shredded walking in the woods, just take a walk here and there, and then I'll still get shredded.
I'm on an incline treadmill right now, actually.
Oh shit.
It's hard.
Bro, I saw Martin. I watched the video. Martin standing there, fucking his neck is peeled, eating fucking cookie crisps with his fucking whatever he was eating. I'm like, man, my man's eating cereal. Like a week out.
Do cardio?
No.
Damn.
No, he doesn't do cardio.
Holy shit.
But what does he do? What does he do throughout the day though? Is he like because I know like obviously Samson's active and some of these guys like they can't sit still, right? Is Martin like a sedentary type of guy, or he's like moving all the time throughout the day? Because that would also determine,
He was shopping, like sneaker shopping in the video. I don't know what he usually does, but he seemed like he was chilling, man. I'm like, damn, bro, that must be nice, bro. But I mean, he's tired of the food, I'm sure. But still, bro, holy shit, that's a whole different kind of. He's just forcing food all year long, even in the prep, But more power to him. I wish I could do some shit like that.
I wonder if Brett does cardio because Brett has to eat so much just to maintain his weight, though. So I didn't even know. Does Brett do a lot of cardio for his seasons?
With Matt, he did,
right?
With Matt, he did, but I don't think he should have. I don't think he should be doing it. With Boss doesn't have you do cardio unless you need to. I don't think he's gonna do any cardio with Boss. But Jansen he would have you do cardio regardless. He had Nathan Diasha doing cardio, and Nathan was like, I just got smaller. I didn't get more peeled.
Yeah.
So some people don't. Yeah, I can't see Brett needing cardio when he's carbing up on thousands of carbs and shit. All right, last one. Oh, did we even answer the question? Oh shit, the off season. Ken answered it. Let's go, Stu.
I don't know. I kind of my off season, like 2018, I was like eating a lot of milk, like chocolate milk. Which yeah, and I mean that kind of worked, but I don't know. I've kind of like figured that out early on, like how to, and I got good at forcing food early on, so that's just normal for me at this point. I don't really have any advice. Maybe earlier on, I probably would have gone and done more fun shit when I was like not in prep compared to like, because I probably do that more now.
What about cleanliness of the food? Are your off seasons super clean?
Yeah, for the most part, because I'm just trying to force down what's on my meal plan, and I don't really have an appetite to go and eat a lot of shit on top of that. Maybe like a cheat meal a week and some snacking, but that's about it.
So. What about John?
Man, I think it'd probably go back to a little bit of what you said. When I because I got started bodybuilding later, by like 27, so powerlifting was the main thing before, and dude, there was like no education with like food and powerlifting back in the day, and so it was just straight like garbage, just garbage, and the worst food ever. But then as you progress and you see like, oh, if I actually eat clean, it's not so much like the amount you're eating, but the amount that you can absorb. And, and then you start just learning more about that and whatnot. Like, I know, I sort of think back on when I would go against, me and Larry, and then we all be competing against each other. I was like, man, if I had just eaten cleaner, my training probably would have been a little more consistent and things would have felt a little bit better. So probably definitely the food aspect of, not just trying to pack everything down.
What about Alyssa?
For the female,
you don't eat clean off season. You don't eat clean off season, do you?
I do, just not at night.
Oh, okay.
Like I keep my meal plan pretty much tentatively the same as what it always is. Like what I'm doing right now is what I was pretty much doing in the off season, except the last meal is just whatever I was wanting. That's just because I had to get it out of my system, and once I get it out of my system to where I'm not even thinking about food, then I can focus on the meals, and that's that pre-prep zone. So, I mean, me eating shitty isn't necessarily shitty. Like some cereal, a muffin, that's what my body's used to. I'm not like out eating gas station snacks and stuff. So, but for a female, I would just say don't look at an off season or a pre-contest phase any differently. Like they're the same thing. Like, and for women going into a prep pre-contest, you want to be at a leaner body fat percentage, because then you're not going to have to do a fuck ton of cardio and diet like a bird. So if you respect your off season and treat it like that pre-prep, then it's just going to allow you to, like what Ken's doing, he's able to eat more. So what you do in the off season determines what you're going to do pre-contest. But I see people post like prep just started, and it's like, what do you mean it just started? Like off season is a part of the prep. Like it's prepping you for the prep. So I would just say to anyone or my younger self, just don't look at them differently. They're the same fucking thing. You're just not getting on stage in the off season.
We got some bikini and wellness girls that goes NoHo that they claim that they're like bulking off season.
Yeah, and they're just fat. And I hate to be that person because I used to be that person that was fat. And I wanted someone to be 100% honest with me, like, yo, you're fat. Like, and I've had those people in my corner tell me like straight up, like, yo, you're fat. Like, so when I have clients, I'm like, look, we got to get lean now. Like, don't look at this as a contest prep. We have to just get lean. And that's going to allow you to be sensitive for the prep. But just avoid, like, people who say that they're bulking, it's just their excuse to say that they're not fucking consistent with their meals. So
it was a dirty word.
What? Fat?
No, bulking.
No,
I don't like the word. It's just off season, bro. Or you could say people say growth phase. I don't like massing neither. I don't like that.
Oh, don't you say that fucking word, bro.
I hate the word cut too. I'm cutting.
I think off season is fine, or growth season, growth phase, whatever. But bulking, to me, it automatically, it sounds like you're looking for an excuse to get fat just by saying the word bulking. Like, why would a bikini girl use the word bulk? What's bulky about bikini? There's nothing bulky about bikini. It's just
the off season should also be like structured to when you're a competitor like us and we're getting on stage, yearly, bi-yearly, whatever. Like, your off season should be used to improve the body parts that need to come up, so that way when you get on stage the next time, you're better. So it's not a bulk; it's a improvement phase where you're trying to bring up your lagging body parts. So
100%. If you're an open bodybuilder, you're allowed to look fat if you're not actually fat. Like if you're an open bodybuilder, you're allowed to look fat only if you're not actually fat. Right? If you look at Robin Strand off season, you may look at him and be like, oh, I think the guy is fat. Then he drops like 5 pounds and then his abs are all in. And you're like, oh, he's just a little watery. He likes D-ball and shit like that. So
Robin holds all of his weight in his cheeks, and it's really important. Okay. I'm sorry, Robin, but
he holds a lot here, bro. It's a lot, right?
GH head.
Bro, it looks wild. I'm not gonna lie, it looks crazy. Sorry, Robin, but it looks wild.
Especially when he's training, and like he's holding his breath. Man, and the cheeks just come out like a blowfish.
He looks like the gorilla. He looks like the gorilla we have to fight.
Boy, he's got a mad deep voice too.
Send him to the gorilla.
Crazy. I've never seen a white guy hold out. He holds a lot of water for a white guy. Because I can tell it's not body fat because his latest pictures, he already looks like he's lean, and it's like, what the fuck? I know he didn't lose 30 pounds of
monstrous. Like he looks monstrous. Like, I love Robin. He's one of the nicest guys. But if you saw that picture, his last update, and you said that's a nice guy, you'd be like, no fucking way, no chance.
he don't look human. He has a different look to his body, and you don't look human, bro.
Those Canadian guys, they're all big. Like, all the Canadian guys, like 6'2", 6, like, they're huge, man.
They're unusually big. Like Morgan. And the other guy, what's the young guy? What the fuck?
I think his name's Justin
Savoy or something like that. Yeah.
Well, he's like 6'3", 340.
They're all big. Like, they're just all big, come from Canada.
Quentin's out there.
Oh yeah, Quentin's big as shit too. Yeah.
Send all them to the gorilla, actually.
Yeah.
What was the guy from the 90s that was from Canada? Was that Kovacs?
Kovac.
Yeah.
You know what?
Delette's from Canada.
Delet
too. Yeah. Robin is. I hope he doesn't take this the wrong way. Robin kind of reminds me of Kovacs because they don't look human. They have
his page. Pull up his page.
Robin, right? Let me put it.
I saw that pic, the recent update. I was like, "What the fuck? This guy looks like a monster," you know.
And his son's over there training with all them.
Yeah, he.
Robin Strand, man.
But he gets peeled. Like, the guy gets peeled. Look at his head.
It looks good there,
dude, but yeah, his cheeks make it looks narrow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not holding much fat, man.
No,
he got lines here.
And listen, that picture actually makes him look small. He's way bigger.
He's way bigger.
He's actually way bigger. Yeah, Robin's crazy, man. Shout out to Robin. Awesome.
Dude. I think on a podcast he said he likes D-ball and Deca. I'm pretty sure he said that. And if I took D-ball and Deca, holy shit, what that would do to me out. That's 30 pounds of water for me right there, easy. All that. I would have it all here.
You'll be talking about your bulking.
Yeah, I'm bulking. All right, I think that's good for today. Hopefully, the video comes out fine with all the internet interruptions. I got to figure that out.
Yeah,
I got to.
And I wanted to come on before New York. I know I haven't been on for a while, guys, but Fit Nation is my home, so I kind of wanted to come on, make sure I could at least see everyone before things kick off for the season. So, regardless of what happens, like Fit Nation crew, the fans that watch this show, I'm gonna do this one for y'all. I'm gonna do this one for y'all. So
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, and then baby, we got to do like I know we were trying to schedule something for a while. Maybe after New York, maybe before Legion or something. We'll try and see what we can do.
Bet. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Ken. Everybody else, I guess thank y'all too. All right, John. Appreciate you, John, DT, Stu.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all. See y'all hopefully Wednesday. I haven't been doing Wednesday as much. I'm trying to get some sleep.
Kill that shit, Ken.
Go to bed, baby.
Again.
All right, tonight I'm going to bed at 9:30, bro. 9:30 on the dot. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, man.
Good luck next weekend, Ken.
All right, guys.
Oh yeah, good luck, brother.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you. All right, you guys take care.
Later, boys.
Bye.